Earlier, I caught up with Independent Senator Jacqui Lambie. I spoke to her about power prices, but we began by talking about her call for Australia to push back against Donald Trump's tariffs.
Well, there's certainly options that I've put on the table there, but being nice obviously hasn't worked. It hasn't worked one little bit. So, seriously, we're a great asset to them down here. You know, with Pine Gap, we could pull the plug on their intelligence gathering from there, and that would hurt. That would hurt them a lot. And then of course we've got their connection of what they need in the Indian Ocean there, so their submarines can have comms out there, and without that they can't get communication. So they're things that we could switch off today. You know, I mean, it's a little bit extreme to say come and get your troops off our soil, but seriously, you know, that agitated China from the begin with. Pine Gap's agitated China, which we've been putting up with. So if we're no longer going to be treated like their mates and as loyal as what we have been, and I would have thought our mateship and our loyalty to the United States since World War II, the Vietnam War, and obviously following them into the Middle East, that stuff is priceless. And I just think they're treating us like mugs, to be honest with you. And you do not treat your mates like this. So, you know, I think we need to put these on the table, and we need to talk about what we're going to do here, because sitting here is not paying off.
And if the tariffs continue, they've started on steel and aluminium. The concern is it goes beyond that to, say, pharmaceuticals and agriculture. If that happens, what's your concern about the future of the alliance? And particularly I ask you that in the context of the AUKUS arrangement.
Well, realistically, from normal Australians out there who are not politicians, it's been extremely hurtful in what they've done to us. We would never have thought they would have included us in their, you know, in their little tariff war that they're presenting around the rest of the world, just with the commitment that we've given them for so long. So, you know, it's not only just been a kick in the guts, it's been hurtful. And I'll tell you, anything further that they're going to throw at us, it's going to hurt our economy. You just don't do that, mate. To mates, you don't throw those things at us. If you can see that we're already hurting economically, why do you need to include us on your board game? Leave us alone. You know, we're a great asset to you. The friendship's there, the loyalty's there. You know, I don't understand why they're doing this. This is stupidity at its best from the US president.
And you think the government should remind them of just what we bring to the table, Pine Gap,
yes,
etc.
Yes, I'd be reminding them. That, you know, when it comes to our defence alliance, you know, it is. I mean, you can't get it any closer. But what he's doing is actually just pushing us away. And I just don't. It doesn't need to be like this. Why would you do this? I just don't understand. This is a really stupid move. You don't do this to your best mates. And this is just not on. So it's time, you know, that's obviously, we've lost that now. You know, from his actions, he's saying it doesn't matter, all that loyalty that we've given him and that mateship over the years. He's just thrown that, he's tossed that away in the water. And it's time to put our foot down and remind him what we have, that the US needs in assets here, and start using it and putting it on the table. It is time to get tough because the weak approach has failed miserably.
And you've even said, you've gone so far as to say America is no longer a reliable ally.
Right.
Do you think the Prime Minister should have tried to get to the Oval Office, to get in his face, or what's your read on that? Would that have made any difference?
I think that's yesterday, and we've now you know, gone to a whole new level. It is time now to use that push and say, hey, we've got these three things sitting down here, mate. Unless you want to come and get your US Marines in the next 7 days, get to the table, because we want to talk to you. Okay, it's time to play tough. It seriously is. There's no good going back because we're already here. What are you going to do now? What method are you going to use to deal with him so we don't continue to get hit in the economic circumstances that Australia is already in? It is now time for our Prime Minister to put us first. He's got nothing to lose. Now put it on the table and start being tough with Trump, because it's the only way forward.